Coming up on this edition of Capture, we sit down with a cougar athlete whose work off the court has earned him some national attention, hear your thoughts on the presidential election, and catch up on other news around campus.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Capture. I'm Faith Vandervoort.
And I'm Landon Troca.
Capture followed up on reports of racially insensitive graffiti found in the halls of Trinity over the weekend of March 19th. APU's campus safety and the Azusa Police Department continue to investigate the slurs.
The busy weekend, in conjunction with the lack of cameras in these common areas, has made for a difficult investigation. Chief Terry Meyer told Capture that there are currently no new suspects or witnesses.
A group of global news organizations, including the BBC, published 11.5 million confidential documents over the weekend known as the Panama Papers. The files connect some of the world's wealthiest people to offshore bank accounts with a Panamanian law firm called Mossack Fonseca, making laundering money, eluding sanctions, and avoiding taxes possible.
143 political leaders were linked, including the presidents of Argentina and Ukraine, as well as associates of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Icelandic Prime Minister Sigmundur Gunnlaugsson resigned as a result of protest after he and his wife were named in the scandal.
We've made it our mission to keep you up to date with the presidential election this semester. This week I went out to Cougar Walk to hear more of your thoughts on the race, from who you're voting for to how you've been following along.
At this point in the presidential election, who would you say you're supporting?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question there, Faith. I think I'm not registered technically. I'm an independent party person, so right now I think I'm kind of leaning towards Ted Cruz at the moment.
How closely have you been following this presidential race?
Like the one going on right now, like Trump and not very close.
Okay, and why is that?
Because I feel like none of the candidates are really like standing out as great, so I'm just not going to vote because I want to be an educated voter. And
Point, if you had to pick someone to vote for, who would you vote for?
Clinton,
And tell me why.
because I think that she's realistic and she's the best of the choices.
Where do you typically get most of your news regarding the presidential race?
I think the fastest way as a student is Facebook generally, and then going on to like CNN or Fox or the news on TV and so forth. But I think as a college student, we get it off of social media.
There's a lot of talk about the GOP going into a contested convention. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the reason why all the other Republicans want a contested convention is because they were trying to get Mitt Romney to join in after. So kind of like the savior on the white horse, because nobody really wants Donald Trump to win.
The Wisconsin primary proved to be a success for Ted Cruz's camp, topping Donald Trump by 30 delegates on Tuesday. Bernie Sanders claimed the cheat state as well, with 45 delegates to Clinton's 31.
Now, we'll send it over to Caitlin Slater with an inside look at some talented students here on campus.
Last Thursday, the School of Music hosted its annual American Idol style singing competition Final Cut. 12 finalists performed for a full audience and panel of celebrity judges in the Wynn Amphitheater, but it was junior audio recording major and Kaleo band member Alex Mills who took first place. He celebrated his winning rendition of Give Me Something Good by dancing on stage.
Being in the music department, I think being next to so many great musicians in your program, sometimes you need affirmation in your ability, and I think that was a big thing for me.
Over the weekend, the Theater Arts Department opened its production of Hairspray. The show's second round of performances kick off this weekend in the Warehouse Theater. It runs Thursday through Saturday until April 16th. Performances start at 7:30 and Saturday matinees are at 2 o'clock. Tickets are available online or at the box office. Now back to you, Faith and Landon.
Thanks, Caitlin. Now turning to APU athletics. The acrobatics and tumbling team honored the seniors Monday, hosting the Oregon Ducks in their last regular season meet of the year.
Both teams recorded season-high scores. The Cougars even registered 2 perfect 10-point performances in the pyramid event. However, the Ducks edged them by nearly 10 points. The Cougars are 5-3 heading into next week's NCATA National Championship.
The baseball team is hoping to make a showing at playoffs in May, winning 8 of their last 10 games. The Cougars took a 4-1 victory over Cal Poly Pomona on Tuesday and will return to the field next week in a matchup against Dixie State. Not only did the softball team improve their record on Tuesday, but senior Janelle Eccles hit her first home run of the season in the team's 2-game sweep of Hawaii Pacific. The Cougars will try to extend their 6-game winning streak on Saturday in a doubleheader against Concordia.
One Cougar basketball player is getting some national recognition for his efforts off the court. I spoke to Lydell Cardwell about his recent honor.
Azusa Pacific senior guard Lydell Cardwell was honored as a member of the 2016 All-State NABC Good Works team during the Division I men's semifinal last weekend. He was one of 10 men's college players selected for the honor.
He's like, oh, you made the cut for the All-State, Good Works team. I don't know what that is. I'm like, All-State, you're in good hands.
The award is given to athletes for their remarkable community service achievements and commitment to bettering the lives of others.
Exemplified who he was. He does great things in the community. He does great things on this team.
Part of his trip to receive the award was putting on a clinic for Special Olympic kids with the rest of the award winners, alongside NBA greats Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon. Cardwell earned the award for his participation in a missions trip to Thailand and for his service in the Live in Peace mentorship program in his hometown of East Palo Alto.
It was so humbling, man. I came back and I just viewed everything just totally different. And I was like, man, I just want to change people's lives. When I pass away, I want stories about how I impacted other people's lives. Not what I did. Yes, I did something. Yeah, I played college basketball. I graduated. Yeah, I did that. But what did I do for other people?
Cardwell will graduate this winter with his teaching credential. However, his ultimate plan is to start an after-school nonprofit dedicated to teaching kids financial literacy.
I've always known, I want to do the right things. I want to be able to support my family and be a good father and do everything the right way. But taking those trips, it was like, oh man, I can't wait to do everything the right way and give back.
This season, Cardwell started 21 games for the Pac-West champion Cougars, averaging 10.3 points per game.
That's all we have for this edition of Capture. Be sure to tune in next week for our last installment of the semester.
Until then, be sure to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at APU Capture. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.